Hello YouTube, this is Karma Carnage bringing you a video game update review. The video today is going to be, is Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls worth purchasing? Now, usually when I do these videos, I usually have like gameplay footage of, the game that I'm going to be talking about. But today, I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go and sit on the Blizzard website with, as you can see, the Reaper of Souls standing right before us. So let's get onto the brass tacks of things, shall we? Alright, so Reaper of Souls is supposed to be the expansion where you're going to end up facing off against Death. Prelude to the story is that Death has gotten his hands on the Black Soul Stone, or World Stone, that, you end up using towards the end of Act 3 or Act 4, where Leah becomes Diablo. Well, nothing is really said about what happens to the Black World Stone after you face off against Diablo in the high heavens. But apparently Death has gotten the idea that he wants to get his hands on this little delightful item. So, yeah. Is this game worth paying the $40 for? Well, there's two different versions of this game. One, there's the standard edition, which is $40, and then there's the digital deluxe edition, which comes with in-game items for Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, and StarCraft 2. What those items are, I will discuss in the next video. For right now, however, is it worth buying? Well, you go from level 60 to working your way up to level 70, as we can see here on this screen gives you a prelude of what is going to happen. Kind of gives us a brief what's going to happen. One, you get to go to 70. You get to play a new class, which hey, go for it as a Crusader. Now, I'm sure, as all of you are aware, and if you guys are familiar with the Diablo series, Diablo 2 had something similar to the Crusader, which was a Paladin. From what I've seen video-wise, the Crusader is basically a remapped version of the Paladin from Diablo 2. I like this idea because I loved my Paladin builds. I loved my Thorn build. But that's beside the point. We have a Paladin, we have a Crusader. So you get to play as a Crusader, basically a Paladin, and what do you know? He's using a shield. What does it sound like? It sounds like Blizzard is trying to give us a reason to have somebody be a dedicated tank. I mean, this dude's rocking a shield, but then again, if you're a little on the crazy side like I am, I rock a shield with just about every character I have, minus the Witch Doctor and my Demon Hunter. My Wizard has a shield, and the shield looks goofy as hell on her. So, that's one thing. Of course, you go from Act 4 to Act 5. Well, this sounds vaguely familiar if folks remember when Diablo 2 came out, it was just initially Diablo 2, and the Lord of Destruction expansion didn't come out until like 2 or 3 years later, like maybe like between a year and 3 years later. Well, now you get to feel the same way about the new expansion for Diablo 3. So, is it worth making the purchase? Gameplay videos that I've seen so far, gameplay in general, it's basically going to be the same game, just a different act. Just think of this game as Diablo 2 with better graphics and a little bit different gameplay style and a little bit different mechanics, and then think of it just as another Diablo 2. But that's my speculation. To me, I think it's going to be worth it. Truthfully, I love Diablo. I've been playing Diablo since the game launched back in the mid to late 90s. I was still really young during that time, but all around I've been a Diablo fan since day one. And speaking as a fan, I'm very much looking forward to this expansion. I mean, I want to see how they're gonna balance everything out. 60 was a pain in the ass enough to get to, except for this weekend. except for this weekend, they're having 100% EXP gains, which makes it easier to level your character up if you're trying to level up in a hurry. Just to get ready for the new acts, the new act. And also, while I'm thinking about it, by the way, from what I've heard so far, if you're trying to get, if you want to get to the new act, you have to complete the game all the way up to the conclusion of Act 4. That's what I've heard so far, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on. There's new abilities, new powers, more exploring. They even have an adventure mode where you can continue to explore without having to go through the whole story again if you don't want to go through the whole story. That looks like fun. New recipes, new stuff. There's a lot of stuff, and then there's a lot of stuff you can do. Then there's a digital deluxe edition, which the new expansion comes out on the 25th of this month, which is only days away. And usually, whenever I do my videos, I don't make them so close to the launch day of said game. But I figured now is better time than ever. That, and I've been busy, trying to keep everything in one spot and not get scattered all over the place. But do I think this game's worth it? Yep, definitely worth it. So, but don't take my word for it. Take a look and do some reviews on your own and do some looking on the internet, because there's a lot of information about this game. But for the time being, this is Karma Carnage bringing you your video game update. Remember to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment, and please keep trolling to a minimum. Y'all have a good day now.